Some time ago I had some crowns fitted on my lower left 6 and lower left 7 some years ago. They weren't fitted properly, and they were too high, but they were ground down and they did fit eventually. Anyway, the lower left 6, he didn't take any x-rays, and I believe he put a crown on it already. It was hot and cold before he put the crown on. He didn't take any x-rays. I didn't know at the time what was going on. And he put the crown on, so he probably put a crown on an already infected tooth. He put a crown on the lower left 6, although I didn't think I needed it at the time, but I just believed what he said, and that crown came off because it wasn't fitted properly. Eventually the lower left 6 got more and more infected, and I didn't know what was going on, and I think the infection got in my blood, and I came up with these horrendous boils under my lymph system all over my body, and didn't know what it was at the time, the staphylococci infection. Anyway, this went on for a year or so, and he eventually, the lower left 7, he didn't replace the crown, but he just left it off. The lower left 6, he didn't fit properly the crown, but I left it on. But eventually he did take an x-ray after about 1 year or 1.5 years after I was in pain, and he drilled through the top of the tooth and pussy stuff came out. There was also a boil inside under my gum when the pus was coming out, dripping all the time, but he didn't do anything about it. I asked him to do root treatment, and he said I didn't need root treatment. Anyway, so I went to another NHS dentist who was as bad as him. I asked him if he could root treat the lower left 6, and I didn't know really what he was going to do to the lower left 7. He was going to put a crown or leave it. Anyway, I went in for this root treatment a couple of years later, and he didn't. He just drilled through the bottom of my teeth with a rotary drill, but he didn't obliterate or clean the canals. But he drilled for about 5 mm on all roots. Also did the lower left 7 and drilled for about 4 mm on one of the roots on the lower left 7. And then he filled them with gutta percha, pumped the gutta percha down and pumped them off and put a amalgam filling on top. The crown on the lower left 6 was left in situ. I was in so much pain after I came round from the anaesthetic. I had to, the next day I had to go to an emergency dentist and have the lower left 6 removed. The lower left 7, it was okay at that time, but eventually that also became infected. And I tried to have root treatment once, and then twice, and then by another professional 3 times, because none of them were effective. And eventually the infection went away on the lower left 7, but it was very flat to my gum, and there wasn't much chance of putting a crown on it. Anyway, that eventually got infected again for some reason, although the root treatment was done, and I was eventually had that removed. But after the root canal treatment, although I had the lower left 6 removed, I was left with this constant chronic neuralgic pain. It's atypical neuralgia or odontalgia, which I have today, even though I've had the lower left 6 and lower left 7 removed, as you can see in here. I am still suffering from chronic pain to the side of my face here and down my neck. I'm in constant chronic pain. I've also seen some specialists in London in the hospital, and they give me some, I did go on a course of tricyclics or antidepressants, to try and stop this chronic neuralgia which I'm suffering every day for a number of years now. Um, it, I wondered if you could help me or give me some advice if you're a professional dentist or understand about facial pain or neurology. I'm sure the consequences of the treatment, the root treatment and the crowns and the root treatment I had are responsible for the problem I have today. Could it be possible that there is nerve damage and is any way possible that I can deal, deal with this problem? And I'd like you to help me or put something in my comments. I'm willing to attend any clinics and I can pay any necessary appointments. Only if you truly honestly think you can help me. I'll be very glad if you can respond and see what you can do for me. Thank you very much.